Do and don'ts of selling by owner. No one knows superior to proprietor how to take advantage of the elements and advantages of his home. At the point when the proprietor is thinking about to offer his home, here are a few things to remember. Do benefit as much as possible from the web. The National Association of Realtors reports that 93% of purchasers begin house chasing on the web. Do offer a commission to purchasers operators. Numerous purchasers contract with specialists to speak to their interests. The purchaser's operator will mentor them through the exchanges. Novices, who represented 47% of offers in 2010, require loads of hand-holding. Give their operator a chance to procure her bonus and make proprietor life simpler all the while. Don't accept that proprietor can include back some portion of the 6% commission as an additional patter by proprietor asking cost. Purchasers will see directly through that. Do compute the cost of time on market. Don't be amazed when operators claim to have the ideal purchasers. Inquire as to whether they have a marketing agreement to be the purchaser's operator. Assuming this is the case, then the operator is qualified for the purchase side of the commission and ought to demonstrate the house is a major aspect of her duty to that purchaser. If not, the proprietor can ask for a solitary gathering posting, which implies that the specialist gets a commission just to sell proprietor house to the purchaser. The specialist may indicate a 6% commission, attempting to seize both the purchaser's and dealer's side. Rather, arrange the aggregate commission to a more sensible 2% to 3%. Don't be amazed when operators begin calling when the house is available by the proprietor. They will expect that proprietor are as of now depleted by the exertion of promoting the house. Request that they visit the house for the benefit of purchasers they speak to and with whom they have marked contracts. Do expect neighbors, companions, and associates to get the message out about the house. Take a shot at the line and disconnected interpersonal organizations, incorporate Facebook, neighborhood affiliations, clubs, and work environment announcement sheets to get the word out. Do hope to pay up to $1,000 for a land lawyer. Operators are not lawyers. They can deal with some printed material, however, state laws may oblige proprietor to enlist a lawyer in any case. Reasons why posting a home FSBO bodes well: less anxiety. One of the real points of interest of offering a home available to be purchased by the proprietor is that proprietor can set his calendar. Proprietor know when potential purchasers will come to look at the place and can assign time to get ready as needs are. There is no compelling reason to leave his own particular home each time a specialist needs to show it. Proprietor no longer need to ensure the house looks in show condition at all circumstances. Far and away superior, when a forthcoming purchaser makes an offer, there is no forward and backward among specialists. An assertion can, for the most part, become too rapidly and effortlessly between the FSBO merchant and the purchaser. Owner is the perfect operator, who knows proprietor's home superior to himself. While exhibiting his home to a forthcoming purchaser, he comprehends what the highlights are, regardless of whether it's the impeccably completed storm cellar or the wonderful finishing in the terrace. He additionally recognizes what should be made light of substantially more than a specialist who is not all that acquainted with the place. Keep in mind, an all-around kept up, reasonably evaluated home will for all intents and purposes offer itself. It's proprietor occupation to give the extra data. Owner is in control. Offering FSBO implies there is no specialist instructing the proprietor. The proprietor is responsible for every significant choice, including where and how to publicize, planning showings whenever the timing is ideal, and notwithstanding taking his home off the market for a period if fundamental. In particular, the proprietor can manage potential purchasers himself. There is none of the dissatisfaction that can come about when a dealer feels that the operator is not doing what's needed. And the proprietor isn't committed to a 3, 6, or 12-month contract. He makes the guidelines. Why pay commission? There's no chance to get around it. At whatever point proprietor works with a specialist, they get a cut of his benefits. Compute 506% of what proprietor think his property is worth. presently, is it worth paying this much to have another person demonstrate proprietor property? In the event that the appropriate response is no, then offering available to be purchased by the proprietor is the approach. Save time. In the event that the proprietor chooses to run down his home with a land operator, odds are he will blow up his soliciting cost to take care of the expense from the commission. Inside a couple of months, the proprietor will understand that nobody will pay that much for his home. Now, the proprietor will either need to lessen his asking cost or acknowledge an offer equivalent to the first sum. Proprietor would have inquired as to whether offering it FSBO, and he would, in any case, need to pay the operator's bonus. Do it appropriate from the earliest starting point, and abstain from assuming the misfortune. For free samples of probates, inherited, foreclosures, absentees, landlord, vacant, code violations, evictions list, visit www.realsupermarket.com.